Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Yidhari has finally been drip marketed, so let's talk about her kit. You also might be wondering whether she's better or worse than Miyabi. As of right now, she is not stronger than Miyabi or on Miyabi level at all. Of course, it is subject to change, smile. Nevertheless, let's talk about her kit. But before that, I would like to let you know that when you're looking for a cheap, safe, and trusted digital marketplace for all things Zenless Zone Zero, U7Buy is the best choice. U7Buy offers unbeatable prices for top-ups in Zenless Zone Zero, up to 25% off, and still 10-15% cheaper than official platforms. Here's how easy it is to top up. Simply enter your UID and server, and your top-up will be processed instantly. Join over 100 million satisfied customers worldwide and check out 30,000+ positive reviews on Trustpilot. Want the best deals for your in-game top-ups? Click the link in the description or pinned comment below to save even more. And here's how you can save extra. When you're checking out, simply enter my discount code RAZOR to save an extra 3% on already low prices. U7Buy, your gateway to the best gaming top-up deals, fast delivery, and unbeatable prices. And now let's talk about Yidhari kit. We'll begin first with her core skill, so you'll have a better idea of what she does. She is an Ice S-rank Rupture agent, of course. Her core skill, just like with any other Rupture agent, will give you sheer force by 0.1 for each point of max HP. That means if you have 10,000 HP, that's 1,000 sheer force, for example. Also, all of her ice damage will become sheer damage that ignores enemy defense and use sheer force as the skill damage multiplier. As for the rest of her core passive, Yidhari will deal increased damage depending on her HP percentage. So the lower HP she has, the more damage she'll do, up to 80%. And the damage reduction also goes up to 25%. Yeah, so you'll also be taking less damage when you are having low HP. And you do have to reach below 40% HP to get the maximum effect. Also, while in the background, Yidhari will also heal slowly if she is below 30%. She have a decent recovery, I guess. However, there is an interesting thing about Yidhari core passive. She will gain less decibels through normal means, but when the wall squad HP decreases, she gains decibels at a certain ratio. I believe this might be a wrongly translated thing. I assume whenever anybody in the squad HP decreases, because some characters like Kumano Manato only decrease their own HP, not the entire squad at the same time. Technically, Issue 1 has the capability with her ultimate to change HP values of your entire team at once, but it wouldn't make much sense. So I believe it probably works whenever anybody within the squad HP decreases and not just everybody like at once, because then it would only work effectively just with one character. Of course, I might be missing something or misunderstanding. If I did, do let me know in the comments down below. As for her additional ability, it requires a stun character or a support character within the team, and when Yidhari is in either Veil health state, this is a new mechanic. Lucia can also produce this mechanic, but also Yidhari has the capability to do so. So let's quickly go over and explain what this mechanic effectively is. Either Veil is basically a domain expansion, like a zone, an area that will be triggered by Lucia or Yidhari. Yidhari will trigger it specifically with her ultimate, and this zone will increase all agents' max HP by 5%. And also, whenever Yidhari is in either Veil state thingy, the charging speed of her hold basic attack increases, so we'll also get like additional effects. Meanwhile, Lucia on the other hand has capabilities to keep extending the duration of the field, that is. As for the rest of her additional ability, it specifically focuses on her basic attack. Lots of damage is behind her basic attacks after all, so whenever the third hit of the Yidhari basic attack lands, you'll trigger an additional ice explosion dealing ice damage, and also whenever she lands third charge attack of her basic or X special attack, you'll summon tentacles to attack, which will deal additional damage and all that nice stuff. But the problem here is it has a 50-second cooldown, and I don't know how practical or good will this be in shield defense, especially if like two wave of enemies. You know, you trigger the first thing on like small enemies, and then when you go fight the second wave, the thing is on cooldown. I would see this kind of being more beneficial for deadly assault, but perhaps they will change it, because I think it's a bit odd and doesn't doesn't seem that great for sheer defense. But nevertheless, let's go over her basic attack now. So, her basic attack has a lot of text, and I'll try my best to explain it as best as I can. She has a regular basic attack. The third hit of this attack will recover 10% HP. However, if you hold her basic attack, you will start charging her attack, which will continuously consume her HP up to 25% of her max HP. The more HP you have, the more percentage faster she's gonna consume, that is. So basically, whenever you release this charge attack, she's gonna perform a spinning attack, and this spin attack is gonna depend on how much you charged up her attack. Also, after using this charge attack, you can press basic attack again to immediately follow up with the third hit of the basic attack, the one that will heal you by 10%. And also the damage of this basic attack will be increased based on the current charge level of how much you held up the basic attack, up to 25% damage increase. And also, if you did reach charge level 3, you'll have anti-interrupt level increase. You're not going to get interrupted. And also, when charge level does reach 3, you will further consume HP and continuously spin to attack surrounding enemies. This is basically the spin attack. She also has a passive within this basic attack. Specifically, when Yidhari gets staggered by enemy attack during her charge or enhanced basic attacks, she'll perform a recovery, like she's gonna get one charge refund. So even if you do get interrupted while charging up the thingy, you will get the charge back at least. And also when this quote-unquote recovery ends, or pressing basic attack during this recovery, you'll be able to execute charged hammer finisher attack type of thing that's based on the charge level. So you'll still be able kind of to do this attack even if the enemies are trying to interrupt and stop you like that, I assume. It is quite lengthy basic attack. However, this mechanic in practice might not be as easy to play. According to Leifa, a TCer who covers pre-release content, they were playing with Yidhari, and even a TCer had difficulties playing with this character. So just as a heads up, she does have kind of like slow animations. It takes some time to get used to. And also her combos do jump between basic and special inputs quite a bit. And this character might not be for everyone, alright? Like, it might be quite technical and difficult to execute. As for the numbers, from what I'm hearing around, it also doesn't seem to be that impressive. So I would not be surprised they're gonna kind of like rework her a bit or buff her up or something like that, because if it is, you know, not comfy to play with these switching inputs, basic, special inputs and also on. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this. I'm definitely curious. And yes, you can also find showcases of Yidhari on the internet. Smile. Anyways, let's continue with the rest of her kit. As for dodge, nothing out of the ordinary. Assist as well, I believe assist also nothing out of the ordinary. Here you can pause it if you want to read the multipliers as well. And now let's talk about her chain attack and ultimate. I believe it's a quite significant part of her kit. The chain attack itself doesn't seem anything special beside the part that the skill form changes while under the domain area, Ethervale Health. Speaking of Ethervale Health, here you have the full details of how it looks like, but I already mentioned it earlier. However, for Yidhari, her ultimate is a bit different, I guess, because she will consume 3000 decibels after using her basic attack Charge Hammer, X special attack Icy Mist, X special attack Lethal Follow-Up, or Chain Attack. So effectively, you don't press the ultimate to activate it, or at least to consume the decibels. It will automatically consume them whenever you do one of those things, and then you will activate the Ether Field thing. This is how she can produce the domain. And also, like I already mentioned earlier, Yidhari under the Ether Veil will have the charging speed of her basic attack Charge Hammer greatly increased, so you're going to be able to charge it up faster. And of course, the field itself will also increase the max HP of all your characters by 5%. It lasts 30 seconds, and you can also extend the duration as well if you trigger it again, either through her, but more likely through Lucia. And also, when Yidhari exceeds the Ether Veil health, or when repeated triggers extend the duration, you will immediately recover 20% HP. This is also, I guess, where Lucia synergy comes in as well on top of that, like this extra nice interaction, where whenever Lucia will be extending the duration of Ether Veil health, Yidhari will also immediately recover 20% HP. As for the ultimate itself as well, yes, you actually get to press the button as well. It's not just there, you know, for looks. So whenever Yidhari consumes decibels to activate or extend her either field health thingy, during the zone area thingy, you'll be able to actually activate her ultimate, and the ultimate will unleash like a powerful type of AoE attack. And it also does specify that you can trigger ultimate once each time decibels are consumed to activate or extend either field health. So basically, you consume 3000 decibels with one of your attacks, you drop the veil, then you can use the ultimate, and then once again you have to consume 3000 decibels, repeat the process so you can actually use the ultimate again. And here are the multipliers of the ultimate if you want to see it in more detail. And lastly, let's talk about her special attack. There is quite a lot of text behind this one as well. The special attack has multiple variations when and how to use it. The regular special attack, I don't think you're gonna be using it. However, the special attack Rising Counter Strike, this is something that you will be using during her charging or whenever you're spinning with her basic attack charged hammer. You'll be able to activate this special attack, and this special attack will also trigger Clash or Crash, depending if the enemy is stunned or not. Now you might be wondering what's the difference between Clash and Crash. Personally, I'm not entirely sure, but I assume it might be a different damage multiplier, because effectively Clash will activate whenever it just attacks enemies, meanwhile Crash will activate whenever you hit with this special attack stunned enemies. So I assume it's a different damage multiplier. And then of course you also have her X special attack. X special attack will cost 60 energy. It will do 2 consecutive attacks. It will restore 40% HP. You also do have a X special attack little follow-up. I believe this one will only exclusively work whenever Clash or Crash is triggered. Clash or Crash is triggered once again by using her special attack Rising Counter Strike. Counter Strike, yeah, I know. And this variation of little follow-up will also maximize the charge level of your basic charged hammer. And also this little follow-up attack itself will provide you with a 33% recovery of her lost HP, and also you'll gain a 10% shield of her max HP. You will be invulnerable during this attack. However, do know that the shield itself does not give you anti-level interrupt resistance or anything like that, so you can still be interrupted even with this shield up. Of course, you also have her Mindscapes. I don't really want to go too much into this stuff, so feel free to pause the screen if you want to read it in more detail. However, I will go over her W engine in more detail. Her W engine looks like this. It actually did receive a hotfix already. It has advanced stat of 30% HP, and whenever the equiper HP decreases, the ice shear damage increase is increased by 8%, stacking up to 3 times, lasting for 15 seconds. Each stack is an independent duration, and also it has an interval trigger of 0.5 seconds. And whenever the wielder HP falls below 50% or lower of max HP, critical rate increased by 20%. Effectively, you'll maintain this critical rate buff by 20% at most times with Yidhari. Easy peasy. The damage boost, original one, was very powerful, let's put it that way. The new one, I mean, it's still 24% damage boost. It's all right. I don't think it's a weak W engine, but I don't think it's as strong as it obviously used to be. And speaking of hotfixes, there have been other hotfixes for Yidhari as well. Once again, feel free to pause the screen if you want to read in details, but do know that the kit, I went over it, already had changes written, I believe, so there's nothing new in here particular. It's more about for you to check how it used to look like more than anything else. So yeah, this is pretty much it for this video, guys. If you have any questions or like to add anything yourself, feel free to write it within the comments down below. Smile. I wish you a wonderful day, guys, and see you in the next video. Ciao.